Hello and welcome to Know Exactly Where. In this clip, we're going to see how programs work. Programs allow us to group projects together that we want to follow up in one shot. So here in the programs menu, we see all our programs. In this case, we have none created. So we're going to create our first program. In this case, Logo Kings wants to have one single view of all their projects. So we're going to create the Logo Kings program, and that's it. The first thing we do, as similarly as when we create a project, that we add tasks. In this case, what we add is projects. So we have this button here called Add Program Project that we can click and select different projects. That's what we're going to do. So the first thing is to add projects to the program. We see a default project group, so there's also the ability to create different project groups. For example, let's imagine that we are creating a project group for each region. That's how we would do it. You create EMEA, for example, and you can create APAC here. If you want to separate it like that, it's another way to separate your projects or to group them together. And once you have that, we can start adding projects to the program. So in this case, we press this button and we're going to select some of these projects, the Logo King design, creation. We're going to take half of them. Okay. So once we get out of that screen, those projects get added to the list. And we can do the same with the APAC region. Let's say here you see that the ones that have already been selected for this program are highlighted. We also have the ability to type in something and then it's going to filter the project names. So if we just put the word creation, we're going to see everything where the word creation is there. If we put logo, that's going to be true as well for that. So in this case, I select the rest and I click done. So this is how simple it is to create a program. And here we are at the program view. This is the view that we will usually use to review projects in one shot. We have the groupings here that we can collapse or expand. And here we have three levels of detail. The first level, we have all the projects. It's telling us how the project is going overall, like the overall health of the project, and what's the status in terms of completion rate, whether it is 100% completed, as this first one, or a certain percentage completed. It also tells us overall if we are on plan, ahead of plan, or behind plan. And then if it's not started, it also says that it's not started. That's the first level of detail that we can see on a program. It's very quick to see how all these projects are tracking. The next level of detail, if we click on each and every project, we can actually drill down to it. We'll find the project name itself. We're going to show later why this could potentially be different than the project name in our program. And we have the start and end date of the project and the percentage completed here as well. And if we go to a third level of detail, we can actually click on the roles. It's going to tell us the health of each role, so how each role is tracking in the project. In this case, it's 100% completed for all of them. So that's done. This project is 100% completed, so we would probably not spend a lot of time looking at it. This second project, however, is 63% completed and is behind plan. So this is one that we might want to look into a little more. So here we see that it started on the 1st of March and it should have finished on the 23rd of March. We're recording this today on the 30th of March. So it tells us that it's 63% completed and 37% pending behind plan. So you see the different colors represent whether it's behind plan, on plan, or ahead of plan. So in this case, the orange means that it's behind plan. And we can drill down a little more and see what roles are behind plan. In this case, all of them are behind plan. And we can see which ones are completed, or from the tasks that those roles have to do, which ones are more completed and less completed. So that's something you can see there. And you want to see the other color that shows, which is what is pending on plan. So you have to see the blue. So we have either green, which is on plan or ahead of plan. We have the pending, which is behind plan. And in blue, when it's pending, but it shouldn't have happened yet. So there's no need for it to be completed. So it's on plan, even though it's not started. So that's how you would do it. In this case, this logo creation for Burger Fantasy. And if you drill down to the roles, you see again the same idea of what role is progressing, at what stage are they, and what are the roadblocks. So you would be able to do this for every single project in your program. And last but not least, you can always go back to the dashboard. The dashboard allows to go into the program definition. So if you press update program definition, you're going to go back into the selection of projects, into the creation of new groups, etc. And one thing that I wanted to show you before is that you might have a project that it has been named in a certain way, but for your program you would like to call them differently. That's something that you can do. Let's imagine that your steering committee and your stakeholders know a program or know a specific project in a certain way, even though that's not the official name that they used when they created the project. You can edit how the program understands this project. So let's say that logo creation for Acme is going to be Acme headquarters, and that's how everybody calls this project outside at that level, at the program level. So you could actually do that, and if you go back to the program to see how it looks, that's where you would see the Acme headquarters right here. But if you press here and you see the logo creation for Acme, you see the original project name just to be able to map them and to not confuse them. But here you see at a global level, you would have the Acme headquarters name, and that would be true for any of the other projects that you may rename. So it can come in very handy when you have multiple projects to follow up and you don't want to drill down too deep. Thank you and see you in the next module.